What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the AM. Welcome back to 5 Minute Rants. I'm your host, Michael Abernathy. Welcome to the show where we talk about everything predicated on the journey of life and business. Hope life is treating you well. It's been really good to me, better than I deserve, even despite any of the lows that I've experienced. So, cool. Well, I actually want to jump into this. I want to talk about how the loudest tend to get ignored, especially in a flooded market. So I was walking down the beer aisle the other day, and what is really interesting about the beer aisle is all the branding and all the crazy creativity with the labels and the can labeling, all right? And if you know what I'm talking about, you know exactly, if you've ever been down the beer aisle, you know exactly what I'm talking about, which is how a lot of the craft beers and a lot of the smaller breweries tend to be really creative with their branding. Now, here's the crazy thing. I'm walking down there, and I literally see a blank white label, and it just has the name of the beer on it. And it was like just astonishing because they removed all the noise in their labeling. They removed trying to be the brightest and the loudest and went down to the plainest looking beer can that you probably could actually make other than just a simple can. And it was the one that stood out the most, but it was quiet. And I think that this principle is really universal when there is a flooded market or when there is a ton of noise in the market. That when you're trying to be louder and everybody just starts screaming more and more and more and more, and if everybody's screaming, the person that actually really stands out is the inverse. It's the quiet person. And I'm saying this because I think the tendency is when the restaurant gets louder, I unconsciously get louder. The event space that I'm in, it gets louder, I get louder. And we tend to do that in marketing. We tend to do that in business. And we tend to see whoever screams the loudest is the one that gets all the attention. We even do that with customers. And we do that with friends. The friends who seem to have the most problems, you know, we're the ones that, they're the ones that we really want to take care of the most and put all our time, energy, and attention. But really the friends that love us, that are quiet, that don't just throw fire into our lives, they seem to get left behind. It's the same thing with customers in business. The ones that don't scream at you, the ones that love you, our energy tends to go away from them and towards the person who is the loudest. Now, I'm saying this because that really reinforces the philosophy that if everybody else is loud, I just need to get louder. And it's really not true. It's actually the inverse. Get quieter. And it's just like that beer can label. I mean, it was amazing. It was just white and it stuck out like, I don't know, name something that's horrifically designed that is like tacky. It's like you're going down a street of all the houses and all of a sudden you have a hot pink house out in the middle of all these like white houses. It stuck out just like that. And I realized that we're going to watch the beer industry, all the branding on the cans and the craft labels, they're going to change because people are going to start slowly finding out that the ones that actually don't have the amount of noise as the others do, that are simpler and are quiet, those are the ones that are going to succeed and move forward in really building the brand and really taking more market share in the long term. And then we'll watch it flip back because that's how culture works. But I'm really saying this because the principle of if I just get louder, I'll get more business. And it's really not that. It's who is serving more, who is actually doing permission-based marketing, who is really moving forward in that quiet journey that is attracting a lot of attention. Normally, if you go to a network meeting, it's oftentimes the quiet person, not socially awkward quiet, but that person standing there that isn't really awkward and quiet. They're normally the ones who tend to do better in a lot of circumstances because everybody has that sales tactic and I want to sell something. But the quiet people are normally there to just listen and they're not looking to get something out of you. And I'm saying this because I really think it's a good point to take to mind that those who are loudest among us tend to get ignored. One of our good friends, they just had a birthday party for their son, and it was the louder kid that we all wanted to ignore, who was just constantly screaming because eventually it became obnoxious. And that's actually what's happened to a lot of marketing and branding nowadays. I gave you that example of craft beer and the brewing and all of that. And it's the quiet label that really stuck out. And actually, like a week later, a friend of mine bought that beer with just a white label, and it was hysterical because it's like, man, I bought it because it just stuck out to me, the can label, because I started asking questions about it. Anyways, guys, I'm way over, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.